Welcome to Cavaletto Studios. I'm Chris. Yoga Reboot is for those coming off a long weekend or time away on vacation. This will help you get back into your routine. So let's get started. We're going to begin on our backs. So just walk your shoulders away from your ears. Turn your palms upward. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. We're going to focus on our breath, breathing in through the nose, and then slowly breathing out through the nose. Now this time when you breathe in through your nose, breathe in and expand through the rib cage to the belly. And then let it all go. Breathing through your nose, exhaling through the nose. Feel the shoulders relax. Another breath. And then just let your breathing go back to normal, whatever feels natural to you. Feel your body melting into the mat. You're going to refresh, reboot today with this yoga practice. We're going to be mindful of our breath as we move through each posture. Open the fingers nice and wide, spread them out, take a deep breath in, and then exhale, let everything relax. And then now wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe start to move the wrists a bit. Maybe move the feet more into the ankles, point and flex. And then slowly turn your palms down on the mat and then walk your feet in closer to your hips. You can keep your eyes closed or you can open them. Do a little hip tuck, pressing that low back into the floor. Take another deep breath. Feel the belly expand all the way up and down into the back. And then exhale. And bend your elbows, reach the arms up like you're almost going to reach over your head, but keep the elbows bent, cactus arms. Let the backs of the hands go to the floor, opening up through the chest. And then walk your feet just about an inch or two wider than your hips. And then gently start to rock your knees to the right, and then back up to the center and to the left. Just a gentle rock. The feet and knees are a little apart. Notice what's going on in the hips, the back. A couple more rocks, side to side. Now the next time you get to the right, we're going to let the knees drop to the right and just hold it there. Maybe turn your head to the left. Feel the shoulders melting into the back of the shoulders melting into the floor. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. 2 more breaths like that. And 1 more breath. And let your head come back to neutral. Slowly bring the knees back to center. Make any adjustments you need to with the hips, the back. Then turn your head to the right. Let both knees drop to your left. Just notice the difference here as you breathe in again through the nose. Nice, long, deep, gentle breath. And then slowly let it out. And then 2 more breaths like that. One more. And then let your head come back to neutral. Slowly bring both knees back to center. You're going to pull now your right knee into your chest, holding onto the shin or the back of the thigh, and then straighten out your left leg. And do some pointing and flexing with that left foot. And just feel what's going on. Feel the lengthening, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Take a deep breath in, hug that knee into the chest, letting it go with the exhale. And then bring the left knee into the chest. The right leg went to the front of the mat. And again, point and flex the right foot. Hug that left knee into the chest as you take a deep breath in. And then when you let it go, the breath, you let the knee go, hug the right knee in, switching legs. This time slide your hands behind the right thigh, flex your left foot, push the heel and the leg into the floor, and then press your right leg up to the sky, and then start to rotate that right ankle. So notice what's going on in the calf, maybe the hamstring. Both directions, change it up, circle one way a couple times and the other way. And then you're going to bend and straighten 3 times that right leg. Just feel the length, feeling the knee joint move. After the third one, just hug that knee back into the chest again. And then slowly switch legs. Extend that right leg to the end of the mat, flex the foot, slide the hands behind the left thigh, and then press that left leg up to the sky, and then do some circles. Both directions with the foot. And again, noticing that calf or the hamstring, one leg might be tighter than the other. That just means you're normal. Now from here, we're going to bend and straighten slowly that left leg. Just feel this lengthening as you straighten. Feel that knee releasing a little as you bend. And then after your third one, just hug that knee into the chest. Bring your right knee in to join it. And just hug the knees. Maybe try to grab hold of the wrist, elbows, or forearms. Hugging the knees, pull the nose to the knee, and 3 breaths in a little ball here. And then let your head drift back to the floor. And you can hold on again to the shins or behind the thighs. And if you're comfortable, you can roll 3 times on your back, or you can just roll straight up. So you can roll 1, 2, try to hover at the top, and then the 3, sitting nice and tall. Try to get your feet to hover over the floor, lengthening through the spine, feeling that spine waking up. And then go ahead and let your feet go to the floor. We're gonna straighten out the legs. You're gonna keep your right leg straight and bend the left knee, and just let your left foot go against the right thigh. If you need it lower to the knee or the shin, because the knee doesn't bend that far, that's totally fine. Straighten out the spine as you flex that right foot. We're going to take a deep breath in and reach it up to the sky. Now, as you reach forward to your right foot, try not to slouch through your back at all. We want to stay long and just reach forward. Now, if you can't reach your toes, just let your hands rest on the floor. Now here we're going to take nice 3 deep, long breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then slowly let it out through the nose. Feel your shoulders relaxing. Continue to hold that long spine. Another breath. We have 1 more. And then inhale the arms up to the sky after our 3rd breath. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then we'll do a little twist to the left here, holding on the right hand to the left thigh, the bent knee, left hand behind you, lift and twist, look behind. Just feel that little twist through the torso. And then slowly release, reach both arms up to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart space. Try to stay tall in that spine as you straighten out your left leg. Keep the palms pressed together. And then pull your right foot in. Go ahead and use your hand to adjust that foot to where it can go. And then press the palms together up to the sky. Inhaling. And then exhale, straight spine. Reach for that left foot. And again, figure out what works for you. Maybe the hands stay on the floor. Keeping tall through the spine. And focus on that breath. Maybe close your eyes. Feel the breath coming in through the nose. Notice if the hamstring is tighter on this leg, or maybe it's the low back on the other side you're feeling. As you exhale, feel the shoulders relax. Another breath. So we're doing 3 breaths. That's our goal for each posture today. One more breath. And then we're going to rise up. Inhale those arms all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, twist to the right. Hold your left hand on the knee or the outside of the thigh, right hand to the floor. And one more breath. And then inhale, rotate back to center, reach those arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to chest, palms together, open the fingers, rotate the fingertips towards the floor, get a little wrist stretch here, and then back to center. Inhale the arms up, and then tall spine, straighten out that right leg. And then reach the arms out to the side, shoulder level, and then just give a wrist rotation. Rotate those wrists around and around, and then change direction. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, palms to heart space. Good. Now we're going to transition here to tabletop. You can move your legs to the side, or you can cross them, placing the hands in front and coming to a tabletop. Knees under hips and wrists under shoulders. Spread out those fingers nice and wide. Tops of the feet pressed into the floor. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. So cat-cow. So first thing you're going to do is exhale. Push through the tops of the feet, round through the back. Arch around the back. Exhale. Inhale, lift the head, arch the back, lift the tailbone. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. One more round to do. Exhale. And inhale. And then find your neutral spine. Keep the feet apart, and you're going to slide your hips towards your heels. And then we're going to slide back to tabletop. Maybe take your knees a little wider now, and your feet as well. Slide your hips, try to go between your heels with your hips. And then slide back up to tabletop. Third time's a charm. We're going to slide those hips back. And just go what feels comfortable to your knees. Maybe walk your hands backwards. Maybe try to slide your hips between your heels. If you need to sit on a block here, you can. And you can also walk your hands behind you. So optional. Some of you might be, I'm going to scoot forward so I don't hit the wall. Some of you might be more flexible, maybe can go all the way to the elbows. And some of you might be able to go all the way to the floor. And again, listen to your body. Don't force anything. You never want to force the knees into a position that they don't like or that you have pain. And we're doing 3 breaths here. We have one more breath to go. And then after your last one, we're going to work our way back to tabletop. So walking the hands in front, slowly come out of that position, readjust, placing the tops of your feet on the mat. And let's round through the upper back. Nice little stretch here. A little exhale, and then an inhale, open up that arch through the back. And then find your neutral spine. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, extend the right arm to the front, thumb to the sky, and if you would like to add the left leg back to really strengthen that core. Again, rebooting the body, bringing some strength in there. Rotate your left ankle, both directions. Then rotate your right wrist, both directions. If you can do them at the same time, good for the brain. And then bring the hand and the knee back to the floor. Let's try the other side. Extend the left arm forward, straight out in front of you. Right leg straight back. Now while you're here, let's rotate that right ankle. Loosen things up. Maybe get some snap, crackle, pop. Change direction. If you'd like to add that left wrist, do some wrist rotations. Both directions. And then bring the hand and knee to the floor. We're going to walk the hands slightly forward. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to transition to our downward facing dog. Lifting the hips. Start to pedal out your feet. Shift your hips side to side. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Feel that nice stretch in the hamstring and the calf. Soften or bend the knees. Start to draw your belly towards your thighs, your head between your arms. Pull your shoulders away from your ears, pressing into your fingertips and the palms. Adho Mukha Shavasana, your downward facing dog. Now I want you to move your left foot just slightly in towards the center of the mat, and then draw your right leg up and bend the knee. And then start to make big circles with your right hip. The knee and the hip is circling around, straightening out that left leg, and then change direction. And then we're going to stack those hips. Try to level out your shoulders. So push your right shoulder towards the floor as your right knee goes up and over, and you're trying to stack your right hip over your left. So really opening up to the right side of the body. And then slowly start to bring that right foot between your hands. If you need to use your other hand to push it forward, that's totally fine. Your back toe is on the floor. We're going to find our crescent lunge. So you're going to press up, finding your balance, opening things up. Maybe do a little bend and straighten of that back leg, and then pressing into that back heel, arch through the back, pressing your thumbs towards the back wall. 3 breaths here. Embrace the shakiness if you have any. 1 more breath. From here, we're going to pivot into Warrior 2. So open up, pivot into your left foot, open up onto that floor. Draw the arms front and back, looking over those right fingertips. Check out your right knee. Make sure you can see your big toe. And that the knee is pushing open to the right, not dropping into the left. 3 breaths here. Find your strength. Find your shoulders over your hips. 1 more breath. Feel that leg strength. Now you're going to windmill that back arm all the way forward, coming all the way down to the floor. And then you're going to step back to plank. Find a nice strong plank here. Then from here, you're going to just shift straight to your downward facing dog. Soften those knees, press into the fingertips. Bring the feet a little closer together. And then bring the right leg up again. 3-legged dog. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Now that right foot is coming between the hands again. This time you're going to pivot onto the whole back left foot for Warrior 1. Coming up nice and slow, but your whole back foot is on the floor at a slight angle. Both hips are facing the front of the mat. Open it up. Option to press the palms together and the biceps into the ears. If that bothers your back or your shoulders, feel free to have the arms open. You can always have cactus arms if any of these bother your shoulders. And you can even have your palms at heart space. Let's find our breath, 3 breaths here. In and out through the nose, feel the belly expand. Tuning into that breath. 1 more. From here, slowly let the arms drift down, all the way down. And then as they come down, reach to the floor, find your plank, stepping back. Nice and strong, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Chaturanga. So you're going to slowly bend the elbows, lowering towards the floor. Option to do cobra, or you can untuck those toes and find an upward facing dog. You can be supported or unsupported on the thighs or the tops of the feet, and then transition to your downward facing dog. And again, pedal out those feet, make any adjustments that you need to. And then walk the right foot just a little bit towards the center of your mat. Press into that floor with that. Pull the shoulders away from the ears as you draw the left leg up. And we're bending that left knee. And then start to draw circles with that whole hip and that whole knee. Circle things around like 3 times each direction. And we change directions. And then you're going to draw that foot, that left foot over to the right. Stack those hips. Level out the shoulders. Pushing that left shoulder down. Pushing the right heel into the floor. Find your breath. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. Remember, 3 breaths here. Feel that lengthening, the opening of the left side of the body. 1 more breath. Then you're going to take that left foot between the hands. We're going to find our crescent lunge. Find your balance. Notice if one side is different than the other. So you're on the back edge, back ball of the foot of that right foot. Draw your thumbs towards the back wall, back of your mat, opening up the chest, that right hip, maybe a little bend and straighten of that back leg. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Pivoting to warrior 2. So pivot that foot. The feet are like an L, sliding into it. Extend the arms front and back. Make sure you can see your big toe and the knee is pushing open to the left. Look over those left fingertips. 3 breaths here. Embrace the shakiness. 1 more breath. Feel the energy pulsating through your body. Take that back arm, windmill it all the way to the floor. Finding your plank. Nice and strong here. Shift back to your downward facing dog. Bend those knees, pull those shoulders away from the ears, pressing into the fingertips and the palms. Find your breath. Bringing the feet a little closer together. Keep those knees bent so we protect that low back. And then extend that left leg up to 3-legged dog. Go ahead and bring that left foot between the hands. Use your other left hand for help if you need it. Pivot onto the back right foot, coming up to warrior 1. Find those hips. Make sure they're pointing to the front of your mat. Adjust your feet as needed. Again, hands can be together or apart. Maybe pressing the biceps into the ears. Let's find our breath. Inhaling through the nose. Maybe a little ujjayi breathing, contracting the throat as you exhale through the nose. Sounds like an ocean in your ocean breath. One more breath. And from here, we're going to slowly bring the arms all the way back down to the floor. And we're going to step back and we're going to find our plank. Nice and tall. And then slowly rock forward on the tippy toes and then bend the elbows. Chaturanga, elbows come to the ribs. And then belly onto the floor, little cobra, or untuck the toes if you would like. And pressing slowly up into an upward facing dog, supported or unsupported. And then back into your downward facing dog. Bend the knees, pull those shoulders away from the ears. Make adjustments. If you need to walk your dog a little, you can. Three breaths here. Really tune into that breath. We can't think about anything else when we're focused on our breath. From here, you're going to go up onto those tippy toes and then back into the heels. And then you can step, hop, or walk. Both feet forward, finding your forward fold, keeping that back flat. And then we're going to place the hands on the shins. We're going to lengthen, pull the shoulders away from the ears for a half lift. Exhale, forward fold, bend the knees. Inhale, rise. All the way up, slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then find your mountain. Opening up the heart. Nice and tall. We're going to do a little balance challenge here. So if you need a wall or need to come off your mat for more stable ground, feel free. So you're going to ground into the right foot and feel like a tree trunk. We're going to do tree pose today. So feel like that foot has just got roots coming out of it. It's nice and sturdy and strong. And then you're going to open up that left knee. Now, option to have the toe on the floor, heel just press gently into the ankle. Second option is to bring your foot into the shin. If you do the knee, it's just a toe touch because you don't want to put pressure on the knee. Or you can use your hand and bring it above the knee, pressing it into the right thigh, and press the right thigh into the foot. And then your palms can be at heart space, or you can grow your tree. You can open the tree. You can have the hands interlaced. Lots of options here. Pressing again the biceps into the ears, opening up that left knee, and finding your breath. 3 breaths here. Find your drishti, your non-moving focal point out in front of you. And then from here, you're going to release the fingertips. Whoops, I'm going to turn sideways so I don't hit the wall. And then you're going to reach your arms out in front and extend the leg back. Find your warrior 3. And hold it here. After your 3rd breath, go ahead and bring your fingertips to the floor. Place both feet flat on the floor. Find your forward fold. Then take a half lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. All the way back up, slight back bend. Exhale, palms to heart space. And then open up, find your mountain, your Tadasana. Close your eyes for a moment. How's your body feeling? Is it feeling refreshed, rebooted? We're going to balance things out by going to the other side. So now from here, you're going to ground into the left foot. Feel the tree trunk in the left leg, roots going into the earth. Opening up that heart, open up that right knee. Heel can go in towards the ankle, or you can even use a block to put the foot on. You can bring it onto the inside of the lower leg. Toe can be on the knee, but not pressure on it. Or bring that foot all the way up into the upper thigh. Find your drishti out in front of you. One side might feel more wobbly than the other. Key is focus on opening up that knee. And then bring the palms together at heart space. Option to reach the arms overhead. Or open your arms and make it a big tree. Or interlace, pressing the biceps into the ears. And just notice what's going on as you breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Our 3 breaths here. One more breath. And then from here, you bring your palms, if they're up, back to heart space. And then you're going to reach them out in front, extend the leg behind you, finding your warrior three. Leveling out those hips. Find your focal point. 3 breaths here. After your 3rd breath, we're going to bring the hands to the floor and then bring both feet all the way back down. Good. And you're going to step back to plank. Find your strength. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Nice and strong. And then Chaturanga, elbows in, lower slowly. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting up those hips, pressing into those fingertips. Relax the head, pull the shoulders away from the ears. See how much easier it is now to melt into your downward facing dog. Walk your toes all the way together so they're touching, and then bend into the knees. Push those hips back a little further. And then straighten out the legs, go all the way to the tippy toes. And then walk the feet on the tippy toes nice and wide. And then melt towards those heels. Notice if one leg is tighter than the other, bend the knees, shift the hips backwards a little further. Pressing into those fingertips. Draw your head down. Take your left foot and place it in the middle of your mat. And bring your right leg all the way up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, and then pull it to your right wrist, finding your pigeon. And then the right ankle towards the left wrist. Slide your left foot all the way back. Untuck the toe, place the top of the foot on the mat. Now, an option is to place a pillow or a blanket or a block under your right hip if it's hard to get it to the floor. And then gently lengthen through the spine, and then walking the hands forward. So your belly starts to melt towards that shin. Option to walk the hands forward, forehead to the mat. Or you can stack your hands. You can make fists and put your forehead on the fists. Lots of options here for our pigeon. You can even do a little gentle rock through the hips to loosen things up if you're feeling tight. Let's find our breath and do 3 breaths here. Ujjayi breathing, breathing through the nose. One more breath. And we'll start to lift our head, walk the hands close to the body, and then just go to the fingertips like tense, and then really lengthen through the spine. Feel that left hip flexor stretching out. Now you're going to tuck your back left toe under, and then slowly extend the right leg back, finding a high plank, and then just shift to a downward facing dog. And walk those toes all the way together, toes touching, bend the knees, shift the hips back, pressing into the fingertips. Pull the shoulders away from the ears, and then go up into the tippy toes. Walk the toes wide as the mat, and then melt those heels towards the floor. Shift your hips back a little further, bend the knees slightly, finding your breath. And then place that right foot in the middle of your mat. Extend the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Bend that knee, pull the knee towards that left wrist, finding your pigeon. So basically you're sitting on your left hip. That left shin is across or you can sit on a block or a blanket. The right leg is behind you. Lengthen through the spine, try to sit up nice and tall, then walk those hands forward, melting into your pigeon. Again, stacking the hands if you'd like, or you can reach them forward. Find your breath in and out through the nose. Notice if one hip is a little tighter than the other. It's not a judgment, it's just an observation, and we just love our bodies for where they're at. We're just recharging, rebooting, refreshing everything today by getting things loosened up and moving. Third breath. And after your third breath, you lift your head. We start to walk our hands close to the shin, come to fingertips like tents, and then just straighten the arms, try to lengthen, feeling that stretch through the right hip flexor. Now from here, we're going to stay on that left hip. If you're on a block or blanket, just take it out so you can sit all the way over onto that left hip. Pull that back right leg all the way up and forward. Now you can place your right foot on the floor in front of the left shin, or you can bring it across to the outside edge of that left thigh. You're going to take your left hand, you're going to wrap it tight around that right knee, give it a hug, and then place the right hand behind you. Lengthen and twist. Get a nice glute stretch, nice back, hip stretch. Try to lengthen through the neck and then look behind you as far as you can. Find your breath, 3 breaths here. After your third breath, we're going to counter stretch. So you're just twisting the opposite way. Slide your right elbow on the inside of the right knee. Open up the palm, left hand on the floor. Lengthen through the base of the spine first, and then twist and look behind you. Find your breath, 3 breaths. And then we're releasing after our third breath. Slowly unwind. Place both heels out in front of you, knees bent on the floor. So you're going to change it up a little bit. So from here now, you're going to take your right leg and you're going to tuck it under so your right heel is close to your left hip. And then you're going to pull your left knee in close. So the foot is flat on the floor in front of the shin, or it can go across to the outside of the right thigh. So we're just switching sides. Take the right arm and wrap it around the right knee. Left hand behind you. Lengthen first through the spine. Hug the knee in. Lengthen through the neck. And then look behind you. Find your breath. 3 inhales and exhales through the nose. Expanding through the belly as you breathe in. Feel the shoulders relax a little more as you exhale. Last breath. And then we're going to counter stretch. So bring that left arm on the inside, open the hand. Bring your right hand behind you, lengthen again, twist and look behind you. You might notice a difference from one side to the other as you breathe in and out. One more breath. And then we'll slowly release and extend those legs in front of us. Bring the bottoms of the feet together, open the knees wide, bring the fingertips behind your back, and you can bring them like tents, and then open up the chest, using your arms for support, and then press the knees gently towards the floor. Now, if you're comfortable, place the palms on the floor, fingers are to the back of the mat. If that bothers your shoulders, you can always turn the fingertips forward. But opening up that chest, see about sliding the shoulders together behind you. And now draw your head to the right and look over your right shoulder. Find your breath. One more breath. And then slowly turn your head to the left and find your breath. And just notice the difference. Knees are gently drifting towards the earth. Last breath. And then slowly let your head come back to center. Press yourself forward. As the knees come up, let's hug the knees. Maybe hold the wrist, forearm, or elbows and lengthen through the spine. Pull the toes up, just the heels are on the floor. Lengthening, lengthening. Now from here, option to bring your heels off the floor if you're comfortable to do so. Maybe challenge yourself. Another option is to release the knees, finding your boat pose. Now your feet can be hanging out a little lower than your knees, or you can bring your feet up so your shins are parallel to the floor. Palms up, and then draw the arms wide, lengthening, opening through the heart, palms up, thumbs to the back of the mat. Embrace any shakiness, feel those core muscles working. Inhale, both arms to the sky. Exhale, palms to heart space. Lengthen and lift a little more. Knees pulling towards the chest slightly. And then very slowly, lower your heels to the floor, palms up on the floor. Slide your body all the way onto the mat. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, point the toes, full body stretch. And then exhale, bring your arms to cactus arms, bending the elbows, and then bend your knees. Bring your feet flat on the floor, about hip distance apart. Take a deep breath in, press into the feet, lift to your bridge. Lengthening through the spine. Now check in with the knees. Are they falling open? Pull them close together. Another breath. And then we're slowly going to lower those hips all the way to the floor. We're going to hug the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, maybe a rock side to side, massaging that low back if you have anything going on there. Finding your center, go ahead and release the feet back to the floor. Reach now your fingertips towards your heels or your ankles. They're about hip distance apart, and I want you to turn your toes in just slightly, about an inch or half an inch. Just turn the toes in. Knees are still apart. Now this time you're going to lift to your bridge, opening the heart space. Option to interlace the fingers and maybe walk your shoulders underneath the back. Pushing your fingertips towards the feet, lengthening through the spine. Option to turn your head to the right if you would like. A little extra stretch in the neck area. You're still breathing. And then turn your head to the left if you do have it to the right. Take another breath here. Turning our head to center. Unlace the fingers, walk the shoulders out. Slowly lower your hips to the floor. And then hug the right knee into the chest. And go ahead and straighten out the left leg to the front of the mat. Flex your right foot. Hold on to that right knee or shin with the left hand. And then gently pull it across the body to the left. Reach your right arm out to the side. Looking to the right, nice little twist. Finding your breath. Twisting in the body is so good for rebooting and refreshing our digestive system. After your third breath, come back through the center. Hug that knee into the chest. And then slide the hands behind the thigh. Flex the right foot. Extend it to the sky. Point and flex. Option to reach for your big toe with your right hand. Just getting a little extra nice stretch. Other option, if you can't reach your toe, just hold on to the calf or even stay behind that thigh. Flexing your left foot on the floor. Whoops. Shoulders relaxed. And then release the toe or wherever you're holding onto the knee. Give it a squeeze into the chest. And then pull your left knee in as you release the right leg all the way to the front of the mat. You're going to hold on to that left leg with the right hand. Gently pull it across to the right. Extend your left arm out to the side. And just find your breath. Three breaths here as well. After your third breath, we're coming back to center. You're going to slide your hands underneath the thigh and extend that left leg up. Little point and flex. And again, option to hold onto the toe, or you can hold up higher on the calf. And finding your breath. And then after your third breath, we're going to hug that knee into the chest. And then go ahead and hug the right knee in as well. Give them both a squeeze and a rock side to side. And then hold on behind the thighs and start to draw big circles on the ceiling, massaging out that low back. It's like a little quick massage, loosening things up. One more circle, and then we're going to go the other direction, changing it up a little. Circle the opposite way. And then finishing up, hug the knees. And then if you'd like, find your happy baby. You can hold your toes, or you can wrap your arms around, holding the outside, like from the inside to hold the outside of the feet. Maybe a little bit of a rock. Feeling those hips opening. And then find your center, tailbone pushing to the earth, as well as the knees, as the feet, the bottoms of the feet push to the sky. Relax your shoulders, find your breath. 3 breaths here. Last one. And then we release the arms, hug the knees into the chest. Release the feet to the floor, knees bent. We're going to take one more bridge, gently pressing up those hips. Option to reach the arms overhead this time. Lengthening to the spine. Draw the knees in slightly. And then slowly lower those hips all the way to the floor. Bring the arms down next to the body. And go ahead and straighten out the legs. Let them fall open. Walk the shoulders away from the ears. And go ahead and close your eyes, finding your Shavasana. And then tune into that breath again. Let's do 3 slow, long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. Breathe all the way down into the belly and the rib cage. And slowly let it out through the nose. Feeling the shoulders relax. Another breath. One last one. Start to wiggle your fingers, your toes, maybe flex and point the feet. Move those wrists. Maybe a full body stretch if you'd like. And then go ahead and bend the knees, Roll onto one side, whatever feels good to you. Give your knees a squeeze, release any tension that you might have in the back. And then use those arms to press yourself all the way up to an easy seat, Sukhasana. Either foot in front that feels good to you. Place the palms on the thighs or the knees and draw the elbows backwards towards the rib cage. Close your eyes for a moment and check in with your posture. Draw your chin into alignment, parallel with the floor. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Reach the arms out to the side. Inhale, look up. Touch the palms together. Exhale, palms to heart space. Hopefully you're refreshed and rejuvenated and just ready to go, feeling good. Thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.